What if you discovered that you are not lacking anything? What if you discovered that you are not lacking anything? And so I had this idea today, and I can't help but share it with you. See, most people, they walk through their lives with this big hole inside. Sometimes it's many different holes. Sometimes there's so many holes that it's just like more holes than the matter. What I'm trying to say is that we always feel, the human condition is that we always feel that there is something lacking. Just when we are close to something that we really, really wanted, or once we get it, we find something that's lacking, that's not good enough, that we are not good enough. And perhaps you think, well, right now maybe everything is good in my life, and I know I'm good. I love myself, and I've been working on myself, and I know that I'm not lacking. And so I just want to invite you to check something. And when I work with clients, sometimes they are very confident, really powerful people, creators. But when they perceive someone is annoying them, or disrespecting them, or insulting them, or when they feel hurt, when they feel someone is more successful, all these instances, what actually is going on whenever you have some emotional discomfort or pain. We usually think it's caused by someone else, it's caused by some other situation. But every time when I ask my clients and when I ask myself, how am I treating myself in that situation, in that quiet moment, when I ask what I'm actually telling myself in that situation, in that uncomfortable situation, when you go really deep, you realize that often we tell ourselves that we are incapable and lacking and something's wrong with us. And everyone has this. No matter how successful you are, no matter how powerful you appear, it's simply very universal. When things don't go the way we expected or imagined, someone is hurting us or does something that they shouldn't, in our opinion, then we make it mean something about us. So we walk through lives with this lack. Something is missing. And you might think, okay, but I've been like this my whole life, and there's still all these situations and things happening, and mean people and really not intelligent people and whatever else. So I just want to invite you to check something with you. How are you really in the world when you believe that something is lacking? Perhaps you want to have a relationship and you feel like you're lacking so much. Maybe you're lacking the looks. Maybe you don't have the long hair. Maybe you don't have no hair. Maybe you don't have the body. Maybe you feel like you're not intelligent enough. Like all these beliefs that we have about ourselves and about our self-image, we hold it inside. And why is it so detrimental, so painful? It's actually because the way we treat others when we believe those thoughts. So just check with yourself. How do you treat people when you believe you're lacking anything? What is it really costing you in life? Believing that you don't have that and you should have that, and that is not good enough, and maybe that needs a little bit of fixing and changing, and simply lacking all these different things. How are you really are? How do you really respond to the world, to the people, when you believe that? And often it costs us a huge amount of energy and hiding and pretense and disconnection, and we get depressed, we hide, we limit our lives into like a little box, and That's only because deeply inside we always have this sense of lack, and we would do anything to fill that in. We would do anything, and there is not enough Netflix and alcohol and social media, or who knows what else, that we try to fill in that hole, and we're constantly seeking that something outside of ourselves. And so, how would you really be with people or at work? Maybe how would you ask for your salary increase if you didn't have that lack? If you didn't lack anything, if you didn't lack confidence or the looks, if you didn't lack money, if you didn't lack the intelligence, if you had the perfect, whatever eyes and the perfect whatever, everything, how would you be with other people? And how would you treat yourself? You can probably see by now that it's a very different world. It's a completely different world. That we spend so much energy in overthinking and hiding all these perceived lacks that really are with us all the time. And I'll give you an example. Imagine that you're a woman and you have a partner and you live together and everything is, good. And then you start gaining weight, and you gain more and more over the years until you become pretty obese. And then your partner cheats on you. And so you become completely depressed, you become devastated, you break up, and you feel fundamentally that you're lacking not even that beautiful body, but you're lacking the will. There is something wrong with you, and you feel like you can never have a partner. You feel like because you're so fat, because you're lacking so much, someone is cheating on you. And so you embark on this journey of losing weight, and it never really helps, and it's painful, and you become even more depressed, and you spend years and years and years, and then perhaps along the way you meet someone and they really provide you with some guidance and are able to help you to go beyond these old patterns and stories, and you end up losing some weight, and you become obsessed with having these good results. And you hire the most expensive coaches in the world to really get into those old genes. And so you become suddenly really slim, and your body is just like a model looking. And in that time, you also meet another boyfriend, a partner. And so you're really happy for a while. And then he cheats again. And so what does that show you is that your first boyfriend didn't cheat on you because you were fat in the first place. It's simply never caused by situations or circumstances, no matter what people say, no matter what you believe. Just consider that there is always something else in play. And unless you really know what it is, then you will be in the world constantly feeling at fault, constantly feeling you're lacking something. There's something missing. If you only had that, then you will be happy. What a life of really wasted energy and chasing something that's not real, and it doesn't give you any happiness in the first place. And so I have just created this, I call it You Are Good Enough ceremony. And how does this work? I have told you already in my previous video, I've been creating little Wisios. And for you who don't know what Wisios are, those are little videos that contain some wisdom. And so I've created this You Are Good Enough ceremony for you. And you can basically send me a message or a video or a voicemail describing what you believe about yourself that you're lacking. Whether it is you're lacking a nice nose, more money, more friends, a better, the more specific you can be, the more I can really help you to go completely beyond these stories and beyond these thoughts of lack. And this is something that's just so beautiful and so important and so powerful. This is not about affirmations. I'm not gonna tell you some affirmations, I really want to make this personal. That's why I'm putting this on my Wisio page. And also you can see other things. You can just ask me simple questions and I'm going to send you simple videos, or you can ask me questions while you're overthinking about something, what problems you have or need some advice. So I can send you really short, personalized videos. But what I'm super passionate about and what I think that can really change your world is this "you're good enough" ceremony. Because I know it made such a huge difference with my clients that I've been working with, and it really, the way you can listen to this ceremony I'm going to create for you. It's going to be only 10 minutes long, so very short in a way, but there will be a lot of, not information, but a lot of guidance that can really go straight into, deep. And I know some people listen to these videos 10 times, 20 times, and even more. So find a really quiet space where you can listen to this Wisio if you want to participate. It's totally up to you. It's nothing that you don't need that or anything, but it's just an option that I would like to invite you. And also it's a great way to connect with you. This goes really deep, so I really invite you to find a space in which you won't be undisturbed, in which you won't be disturbed. And you can watch this ceremony, which will be based on exactly what you will send me that you believe that you're lacking in your life right now. And you may cry, you may really open up, and the point is really to guide you into the space that's completely stress-free, and so you can feel free, and so you can feel unlimited in the way you are with people and around people or whatever you're going through in your life. And there can be so many different things that you're experiencing right now, whether it's relationships or you're trying to make money or working on your career. And so just really check with yourself, even just being with yourself in that space when you go deeper and ask yourself, what do I really believe that I'm lacking? And so write it all down. First write it on a paper or on a computer, phone, whatever you want. But really, where do you think that you're lacking, in which area, and what is wrong with you? What do you really lack? I know that some people cannot even answer that because they don't even know what's wrong with them, quote unquote. And some people are very clear. They've been maybe struggling for so long, for many years. And so you can write all that to me. It can be many things. It can be an endless list if that's what's coming up for you. But I also want to invite you because I want to go deeper with you. You can write maybe 3 to 5 to 10 things, so we can really visit each of them, and so you can really see the truth behind it, because this really works. The system I'm using around this, it really works as there's always medicine contained in poison, right? So if you just want to be happy and healthy all the time, that just doesn't last. Like, we create these stories and challenges so we can be more empowered. And so I really want to invite you to be petty and judgmental and really see what you think that you're lacking, that is preventing you from getting what you want in life. And in those places that we often don't share with anyone, in those places that often we don't even know that, sometimes we are not even aware that we actually think that we're lacking, in those places there is hiding some deep wisdom and truths for you, from which this liberation and just feeling effortless and happier in your life just comes from that. And I remember, for example, I used to think that my hair is just like the worst hair ever, and then I realized one day that I would spend each day and every day of my life thinking about my hair, constantly checking it in the mirror and realizing it doesn't look like, you know, how it should, comparing to other women who have this long hair and just like dark or whatever, like very beautiful and thick hair and healthy, and was looking at me and just like constantly think about it, and I wasn't even aware of it until the day when I noticed. And the day I noticed, I realized what a waste of my life. And so then I did this work around my hair, and since then I love it. I just love it, and I want the same for you. You know, really, it goes beyond affirmations. As I said, it's not about just, you know, telling yourself how good you are, that you are enough. You know, that doesn't mean anything, because once you encounter some painful situation, or you go through changes in your life, or you really go into the next level in your life, then all of this comes up. And all this little voice really in the background, in the head, you know, like in the mind, tiny little voice tells us that we are simply not good enough, we're lacking, and there's always something wrong, we're not good enough in some areas. And so this is it. You don't have to be going through this anymore. And if you would like to connect with me and really get your own personal gift, getting your own personal You're Good Enough ceremony, then you can visit the link in the description, which goes to my Wisio page, and you will see like many different offerings in there that I do the quick question. You can just literally ask me anything, and I'm just sending you a quick video just with that answer. There's also the overthinking shot, confidence coaching, but really what I really need to dedicate a special attention to speak about this not good enough ceremony, or being good enough ceremony, really dropping into that space, because I know how much difference it really makes. And as I said, people watch it over and over many times, because it really resonates with your soul. It's for you. It's nothing I can do on YouTube with videos, because it's personal. Each person struggles with something else. So as I said, the more specific you can really be, the better. And you know, you might think, well, okay, well, maybe it's not for you, you might not do it. And as I said, you don't have to do it, you really don't need it. It's just an option that I wanted to give you. But you know, there is distractions that take us away from really the truth, what's happening. And I would say affirmations are one of the biggest distractions, because we tell ourselves, we try to affirm something that deeply inside we don't believe. So it's not about trying to put some new beliefs on top of another ones. It's really getting into the space of truth. And you know, this voice inside of our minds and our heads is just not gonna get quieter. It just gets louder as we get older, and we just get more disconnected and more alone, and we hide more, and we avoid situations and people until we just live in little boxes. So it doesn't have to be that way. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope that you will visit my page through the link in the video. If you have any questions, any comments, then feel free to simply message me here in the comments below, or just send me a question on Wisio. It can be the simple question or something more. And yeah, I would love to connect with you more in a deeper level. And yeah, I hope that I have pretty much shared everything what was really inspiring today for me, and I'm looking forward so much so creating this ceremony for you.